His name is ELIEZER Mayenda. He hates Sam Fender and he plays up front for Sunderland. Hello, welcome back to another video. Just to go over the Cardiff game at the weekend and preview Preston for tomorrow. With it being midweek and weekend games, I don't really like missing out on anything, so I like to do a doubler. As you've seen with my Luton and Leeds one, just on from Cardiff. Thought it was a good win. Didn't look like it was going to happen for a long period of time. For the first half an hour, I thought it was the best I've seen Sunderland play at home in a very, very long time. Preston from the front, got at them straight away. Didn't let them have any hope on the ball, as showed from our opener. Brilliant goal from ELIEZER Mayenda, who I thought was outstanding. It's the best I've ever seen him play. Roberts winning the ball, cutting it into Mayenda and putting it in the bottom corner 2 minutes in. The atmosphere for the beginning of the game was mint. Obviously, everyone singing along with the Sam Fender song. The ELIEZER Mayenda song. Then obviously him scoring, which set everybody else away, and the whole roof came off. If there was one, would have come off. It was just really, really good. But then we seemed to I don't know if Cardiff up their game a little bit, but we seemed to sit off a little bit, and obviously we conceded. I'll get onto the goal later on. Obviously, the big glaring thing to talk about. And from then, it was more Cardiff were on top for the remainder of the first half and the start of the second until we got control of the game. And but we saw through a very well worked free kick. Trium playing around the corner, Isidore cutting it back, and Chris Mepham scoring was very, very good. Very, very good goals. Didn't expect it, and you didn't expect the goal scorer like that to go and get the winning goal. But 18th goal scorer, I think, this season, Chris Mepham. But as I said, the person who stood out to me was Mayenda. There's a few others. Trium I thought was really, really good. Dan Neil I thought was really, really good. But yeah, Mayenda, class. I did say something in one of my group chats that I was in, is that I've never seen nothing like how much of a coach has improved the player, as in Regis Debris and Mayenda. If you can think of any of them, any others, leave them in the comments. A couple that stand out to me was obviously Big Sam and Jermaine Defoe. Obviously didn't really do anything before Big Sam took over. Then when Big Sam took over, playing more from by himself, and he scored loads of goals for Sunderland. Jermaine Defoe, similar to Simon Mignolet and Martin O'Neill. I think O'Neill was more the goalkeeping coach, but he was a okay shot stopper. But when O'Neill came in, he took him from a level from here to here, which got him to his move to Liverpool, Mignolet. But I've never seen nothing for what Regis Debris done with Mayenda. Just been brilliant. Look at him last year, he couldn't get a game for Hibs, and now arguably he's keeping one of the league's top goal scorers out of the team. Personally, think they should be partnering together, but that's me. No, I'm not going to tell Regis how to do his job. But yeah, I know he's improved other players like Mundell and obviously Rig and Job and Dan Neil and stuff, but the job he's done with Mayenda has been nothing short of phenomenal, really. It's like he's coming into the form of his life, Mayenda, and he's 6 goals now and about 11 goal contributions altogether, and he could have had an assist and a second goal on a Saturday when he took around the goalkeeper. And if I'm being a little bit critical, a bit more composure, control the ball, and maybe finish it, but he did his best, and I'm not going to sit there and criticise him for it. And that beautiful pass to Isidore, where Isidore should just hit it first time later on in the second half, where Isidore's laid it back to Tom Watson. Tom Watson's had his shot blocked. If Isidore hits it first time, we're talking about an unbelievable assist, by the way, because he wins the ball back on the halfway line and drives forward and plays this outside the left foot cross across the box, and it was unbelievable. We were very, very unfortunate on getting an assist there. But I think you'll start again tomorrow. With Isidore, we don't know. I know Debris come out and said Pat Roberts is fit, so just go unchanged. Who knows? Obviously, let's talk about the Cardiff goal, and obviously we have to talk about Anthony Patterson again. I give him a bit leeway for the Sheffield Wednesday goal because he had to do something with it. I honestly have no idea what he was doing with Cardiff's goal on Saturday. He's come for it and totally missed it. And yes, I get it. People say, oh, he's been fouled. There is not enough there to dictate he's been fouled. I know we're living in a day and age now where a goalkeeper gets touched and it's a foul, but that's not a free kick in the month of Sundays. If that happened against us, I'd be foreman. So he's got to look at himself. He won't get took out of the team. He's one of the most protective goalkeepers in the country. Since he got the number 1 jersey, since he became the club's number 1. They've banked on him, brought in goalkeepers who aren't quite. This is no disrespect to Simon Moore, by the way. I think he's a very, very good, capable number 2 goalkeeper and do very well for a team at the bottom end of the table. But in reality, he's not really going to push Anthony Patterson, which you're hoping isn't having a negative effect on him now. Because it doesn't matter what he does, it's going to take something catastrophic for him to get dropped, i.e. score 3 own goals or make 3 mistakes where we get beat. But I kind of see him getting dropped, and you'll stick by him because he's there. He's the club's number one. He has been for years, and the club have always stood by him no matter what he's done. And it shows that with the recruitment of goalkeepers in the last few years, I've just said. Next season, however, if we're in the Championship, I think Matt Young will be number one. I don't think Anthony Patterson will be here long after the summer. I'd be surprised if he doesn't go somewhere else if we cash in on him, which is probably why he's still playing for, to try and just make him an asset to sell in the summer, which is it the right thing to go about it? You don't know, especially when he's nearly costing your team points. But we'll see. He'll probably be in goal tomorrow. In credit to him, he made a worldly save the second half, but he's a very reactionary goalkeeper, as Anthony Patterson. He relies on his reflexes to make them type of saves, where all we're asking for him to do is to come out and command his box a little bit more. And you think from a goalkeeper with his stature, he really should. Obviously, man of the match, Mayenda. I can't really talk much about him. So on to Preston. Obviously, they are currently 16th in the league table. 46 points. Bit up and down season for Preston. They've picked up some kind of results along the way, but however, they've only won one of the last 6. And that was a 1-0 away win at Norwich, which I think is a pretty good result for a team like Preston. They've always give us trouble. Whenever we played Preston, we always seem to get trouble off Preston. And when you look into the previous results, there's always a 0-0 draw in there whenever we play Preston. The record against the top 4 is pretty poor, to be honest. The 1-1 home draw against Leeds. But they haven't played them away yet. They haven't played them at Ellen Road. 2-0 draws against Burnley, but Burnley and 0-0 draws goes together like the sky and the colour blue. Sheffield United, they lost 2-0 at home to Sheffield United, and obviously Saturday got beat 1-0 at Bramall Lane. Apparently they played it particularly fine, and they could have come away with the result, but we're seeing that against every team Sheffield United is playing at the minute. The recent meetings with Sunderland, since we returned to the Championship, we've played 6, and it's been split right. It's been split. 1-2, drawn 2, lost 2. This season, drew 0-0 at Deepdale in the league. I think it was Tuesday or Wednesday night. They battered us for the first 35-40 minutes of the game, and we came in towards the end. Obviously beat us in the League Cup at Deepdale, but we had a much-changed side compared to our first team, and they beat us 2-0. You look at last season, we won 2-0 at the Stadium of Light under Michael Beale. Alex Pritchard scored that worldie, and Nasri Rusin got his first ever goal for Sunderland. At Deepdale, however, we lost 2-1. Thanks to our goals from a Jack Clark penalty. I was there, by the way. It's a kind of decent away days, Preston. I imagine the season before that would have been even better. Will Keane scored twice for Preston that day. 2022-2023, again, another 0-0 draw at the Stadium of Light. There always seems to be a draw somewhere along when we play Preston. And obviously we beat them 3-0 at Deepdale on the final day to get us into the playoffs. Ahmad, Pritchard and Clark scoring. Couple of players to watch out for Preston. The top goal scorers in the league is Emil Rees, who was tentatively linked to Sunderland, but I think it was just agent talk. He is out of contract in the summer. If something materialises, who knows, depending on what division we're in. Obviously, I'm not going to pronounce his first name. Osmajic, 7 goals. Been spoke about in the press recently. Not going to talk about him. And Sam Greenwood's got 5 goals for Preston. Former Sunderland player. But obviously went to Arsenal, went to Leeds. Scored against Sunderland last season for Middlesbrough at the Stadium of Light. So you know you'll be up for it. You know be wanting to do well. Because he always likes to do well against Sunderland, Sam Greenwood. But I don't know if he's just trying to prove a point or is the fact he just likes playing against Sunderland. A couple of other players to watch out for. As I said earlier, Will Keane loves a goal against Sunderland. He really does. I think he scored against us for every team he's played for. Ali McCann, very good midfielder in the middle of the park. And the obvious one who will get stick tomorrow, more likely, is Freddie Woodman. Newcastle-born goalkeeper. Actually, no, he wasn't Newcastle-born, sorry. He's family's from South. But he's supports Newcastle by all accounts. He had loans at Hartlepool, Crawley, Kilmarnock and Aberdeen before he got his extended loan at Swansea, where he played 88 games for Swansea. And he signed for Preston in the summer of 2022, and by rights he's been their number 1 since. He is a good goalkeeper on his days, Freddie Woodman. So, you know, we've seen it time and time again when you see teams come to the Stadium of Light, the goalkeeper has a worldie, and 9 times out of 10 they nick a draw or a win. Hope it doesn't happen tomorrow. I unfortunately haven't gotten an opposition prediction. I put it out there on Twitter earlier, but that seems to be gone to shit today. So no opposition prediction. My prediction, however, I am going to go another 2-1 win to Sunderland. Feels like I'm sitting on the fence for these 2-1s, but I think we will. I think it'll be a tight game. I don't think it's going to be as easy as what the league table makes out. So I think it'll be a 2-1 Sunderland win. And I think we'll just have a little bit too much for them as we go into the final 10 games of the season. And who knows? Obviously, Leeds got beat yesterday off Portsmouth. We'll go within 5 points of Leeds. And fingers crossed, Burnley and Sheffield United have got very difficult games themselves. Burnley have got West Brom at home, and Sheffield United got Bristol City at home. Two teams that are trying to get into the playoffs. So them two games are not going to be easy. I'll be back on probably Thursday with another doubler, a reaction to tomorrow night, and a preview for Saturday, Coventry away, which is going to be a huge game. Hope you like the video still. If you do, leave a like, subscribe, keep watching, leave a comment on if you feel like I've said anything, I've missed anything off. And if you're a Preston fan, you think I've undermined you a little bit, just put it on there. I don't mind. I don't mind the engagement. See you. Hopefully, we'll come away with 3 points tomorrow night. How are the lads?